Discovery video 56. Monmouth Park. I highlighted the race condition. It's a conditional claimer 12-5. Beaten. That's some kind of condition. Letter B. In the free area, follow the view all Discovery videos link or banner. Big red arrow, right side. It's my listing of value odds and overlay preferred races. In these races, I have a much better than average chance of getting a value odds or overlay winner at a nice price. And frequently, heavily bet favorites run out. For that reason, I focus on these races. This is the culmination of 16 years of research. And I've tuned it down to what I'm about to read to you. All starter allowance races, you'll say ALW, the amount, and then the letter S. Non-graded stakes. It's a stake race that has a name, but not a grade, like the Brendan Byrne Stakes. I know that's for trotting, but grade 3 also. Grade 1 and grade 2 not included here. Not preferred. All maiden claiming races. Why did I come up with Brendan Byrne of all the stakes races? Jesus. That takes me back to my childhood days at the Trotters. Maiden claiming, maiden special weight. Claiming races with a condition. You see the claiming price, CLM claiming price, and a bunch of letters or numbers followed by followed after the claiming price, BNY, non-winners or 2, whatever. Conditional claimers, 4-star rated by me. One of my favorite of this group. Bottom and low level claimers, basically $5,000 to $10,000 claiming races at most tracks. Maybe a little higher at some high class tracks, world class tracks, but basically most of 5 to 10 in most tracks. All turf races, regardless of whatever else they are. And any race run on a conventional regular dirt track that's not rated at fast. So in other words, this does not count the all-weather tracks like Woodbine, Del Mar, etc., because those are poly tracks, synthetic tracks, and they're supposed to always be fast. So every other track in the nation, other than those all-weather tracks, if it's rated anything but fast, it falls into my condition here. Okay? Now, 4-star preferred race is what we have here. Now that I've qualified a race, first thing I look for is the value odds horse. And the second pick is number 4. Just Say Goodbye. I kind of like that name. It's like, you know, when you talking to somebody, you just want to tell them, just say goodbye already. Alright, so this is a value odds horse, but now, what do I need to check next to see if it warrants further attention? Why would I want to bet the 4? Would I want to bet the 4 if they bet it down to 5 to 1? Nope. Nope. 6 to 1? Nope. I tend to I need double-digit odds on a value odds horse, and that's what I focus on. So I need to know near post time what the odds are for everyone. And here's what they were. The 12, amazingly, 2 to 5. Now remember what I said in the beginning of this video. In preferred races, frequently you get a heavily bet favorite that runs out. if you've seen my other videos, you know how I feel about 2 to 5 shots and 3 to 5 shots and 4 to 5 shots. In a preferred race, forget it. Now in an allowance race or something that's not a preferred race, that's where these types of horses win. Yes. But in a preferred race, up the track city a lot of the times. Our value odds horse, just say goodbye, number 4, 15 to 1. The also eligible 13 drew in. A lot of the times the betting public forgets about the also eligibles. 15 to 1. Now, and then the 9, 8 to 1. So, here's your Group A horses. 2 to 5, 15 to 1, 15 to 1, 8 to 1. The value odds horse and another horse in Group A are 15 to 1 near post time. This is a question I get. John, what do I do when that happens? I already know you know the answer. You just want to hear it confirmed again. I focus on the value odds horses. Now, I sound like a Chinese guy when I said that. I focus on the Chinese horses and value odds horses. Eat the vegetable. It's good for you. If there's a value odds horse in the race, I don't consider another horse unless it's another value odds horse. Why do I not want to consider that other horse? That's approximately the same odds near post time. Because my research has shown me that it's most beneficial to focus on the value odds horse. The value odds horse is got that icon for a reason. Well, I mean, not just one reason, but it has it for a very good reason. I mean, we know the sun rises every day and sets every day, and the moon comes out every night, right? We know all that. Does anybody know why? We don't really need to know why. Some things you don't need to know, you just know they are. Leave it at that. Do you know, is there any doubt in your mind that the sun's going to rise every morning? Even if it's cloudy, the sun's going to rise. And then it's going to set. Nobody knows why, except for the fact that we're on a spinning axis, rolling around a solar system. But why? Why are we on a spinning axis in a gravitational solar system? Why? Who knows? Just is. The point I'm trying to make is some of the stuff in this game, A, I know why it is and you don't need to know because it'll confuse the hell out of you. Or B, I know it is and there's really nothing logical as to why, but it always is. Or there's nothing evident, but it always is. Some of the stuff in this game, now if you've done it like the research like I've done, I'm talking about, 7 days a week for the last 16 years. Long days. Short day for me is 12 hours. But when you do that kind of research, some stuff, you investigate everything. You come up with reasons for some stuff, and then there's other stuff that just is always, or most of the time, beneficial, but you don't really know why it occurs. There's actually some stuff like that. And some of the stuff like that, if it is that situation, I just accept what, if my research has given me enough, which, in 16 years, you're going to pretty much study enough. It's just, not when you're studying like, I studied 200 races. Okay. Well, when you study 200,000 or 2 million, then you got something. Well, if your study's long enough and something's proven, as long as you know it is. An orange is orange. Why? It an orange, the fruit that we're supposed to be growing in Florida, is named the color that it is. Now, what came first, the orange or the color orange? Why did they name it? Why did they name it orange? Do we really need to know that? But you like to grab an orange in the morning and eat it, and it's good, right? Do we really need to know why they call it orange? I think you follow me now. By the way, I'm in Florida. 30 years ago, all you could find was orange trees. Now I don't know where the hell they are. I think if you buy Florida orange juice, I think they're lying to you. I think they shipped all that crap up from Brazil now. I don't see any orange trees. Very few. Anyway, don't let that secret out. I don't want Tropicana chasing me down. All right, so that gives you your answer. There's a value odds horse in the race and another horse in Group A that's not a value odds horse. That's close in odds. Focus on the value odds horse. Bottom line is my research and studies. Excuse me. My research and studies has proven that to be long-term profitable. Okay, so now I got my horse. Just say goodbye. The next thing I like to do is see if I can come up with some confidence in the horse. I'm going to bet it anyway at 15 to 1. But I like to see if I can find... I like to know the story on the horse. Every race has a story. Every race is a different story. And every horse is a different story in every race. Well, I like to know the story. Okay? What's the story? I want to know. It's not really going to deter me from betting my 15 to 1 shot, especially being a second pick in a preferred race as a value odds horse. But I want to know if I can have super confidence or what. Just for the sake of knowing. I like to know. It's all part of my ongoing research. I will keep doing research until I'm called to the big racetrack in the sky and my head comes crashing down on my computer. That's when I stop my research. That's how I predicted it. I'm going. I'm gonna have my mouse in my hand. They're gonna have to pry it. They're gonna have to pry my mouse from my cold, dead hand. All right, we got value odds with final time. Free page. Free ebook. 36 proven winning overlay angles, my first book. Angle 10. Probably one of the best angles of the whole book. Definitely one of the best, I should say. There are 5 certain other icons that, when listed on a value odds horse, have been proven to be very potent. Pace, final time, par, late pace, total pace. Our horsey here has the final time icon. That's a potent combination. You know, I find it interesting. I want you to look at this. Just to show you how the betting public will get so focused on one horse like they got focused on the 12 to bet it down to 2 to 5. Okay? Now I know what you're going to think now. You're going to say, well, the class, the horses going up or moving down or moving up. Horses moving up in class, the betting public absolutely forgets they exist. Horses dropping down in class, they love. Which of the two, one of them is overbet and one of them is underbet. See, now, the handicapping part of this tells me the 4 is the second pick in the race. That's already been done by the report. The 12 is just the top pick. 12 is 2 to 5, the 4 is 15 to 1. All the handicapping as far as the order of selection's been done. But what happens frequently in these conditional claimers is, yeah, they zero in on one and they totally ignore something obvious to me. To me, this one's obvious. I don't even care what kind of race this horse was running in, because this is a 12,500 beaten claimers. It's a conditional claimer. For whatever else, does not matter to me. But for the purpose of focusing on a pattern, which is what I do a lot of. Look at your pattern here. This is the finished positions and the number of starters in her last 3 starts. 7th out of 8, 4th out of 7, 2 out of 6. This is the most overlooked and underestimated angle in the game. You would think it's obvious to players. They look at it, they laugh at it. Too simple, they say. And God knows we horse players can't accept simple. If it's simple, it's not worth anything. That's what horse players think. Not true. Of course, I started out like everybody else. But when was I? It was 9. Yeah, I was 9 years old. Started handicapping when I was 9. Reading the racing programs and such. I'm now 46. Well, I got a couple of million races under my belt. Yeah, in the beginning, in the early days, I didn't give a horse like this much credit. But let me tell you something. That's an improving horse, even if it's a 3-year-old filly. More so if it was a male horse, older male, but that's an improving horse. She's going to be okay, she's 3. Okay. They're all 3 in here. 3-year-old filly. Oh, they say 3-year-old mares and fillies. Is there any? No, there's one mare. One mare, and the rest are fillies. See? 4F, 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 5M, 3F, 3F, 4F, 3F. And the 3-year-old fillies are basically 4-year-old fillies anyway, pretty soon. So, I mean, but yeah, some players like to believe that male horses, older male horses, are more consistent. And for your basics, yes, that's true. But when you're serving a 15 to 1 shot with that kind of pattern, you got my attention. Okay? For 15 to 1, it has my attention. Like, just like anything else that's so obvious in life, it gets your attention. But we horse players, we love to dismiss obvious. Because if it was true that it was good, then every player would be playing that horse. Right? Nope. Because every player thinks like that. It's one of those catch-22s. A lot of that kind of stuff goes on in this game. As far as the 2 to 5 on the 12, if you were a fortune teller and you took me back to 1973 in the Belmont Stakes and you told me that big red horse is going to run the best race that any racehorse has ever run, then 2 to 5 would be worth it. Because there's a million things that can go wrong in a horse race. The beautiful thing about pari-mutuel wagering, which is horse racing, and trotters, but the popularity is not even close. The popularity of thoroughbred racing is by far superior to the trotters. Pari-mutuel wagering in general, though, is your best form of gambling. It's also pretty much the only legal form of gambling unless you're in Vegas. in this country. But it's also offering the best opportunities for odds. That's all that matters in gambling. It's chance, odds. If you gravitate towards overlay odds, horses going off at higher odds than they should, this is the right direction. Okay, I've drabbled on for 20 minutes now. Put the bet together. That's the next thing you got to do. First and foremost, the win bet. Must get the win bet down. Absolutely, positively. Even if we're going to play exotic wagers, we must bet the win bet first. Okay? For the videos, I go $10 to win. $10 to win on the 4. My next bet is the exacta. I wheel the exacta. $2 4 all exacta. If it's a daily double race, I also like to wheel doubles. If it's a rolling double, I can look ahead previous to the 8th race and see that it's a 4-star race and there's a value odds horse. Well, I can roll into this too, and then also a 4 all on the way out. So I wheel doubles and I wheel exactas after my $10 win bet if we're going to go further enough. If we have bankroll to play trifectas, and that's what we like to do, here's the strategy. 4, all by herself in the first position of the trifecta. Second position will be 12, 13, 9, 7. That's the rest of the horses in Group A and the top horse in Group B. 5 is scratched. That's why you see it in blue. Well, I know it's bothering the crap out of you if you don't already know why the 5 is highlighted in blue. It's not really highlighted, it's kind of darkened out. So that's 4 with the 12, 13, 9, 7, and all for third. Very simple, that's our strategy. 10-cent super all for fourth. If we're going to play pick threes, I look for a horse in a 4-star preferred race or a double preferred race. A double preferred race would be a race that meets 2 of those conditions that I showed you in the beginning of the video. 4-star preferred races are these conditional claimers and maiden claimers. So those are the 2 best situations to look for. I look for that situation, plus if there's 1 value odds horse in the race, it's obviously more beneficial than if there's 2. I like to focus and zero in. I'm not a spreader. All right? I like to focus on a high price, high odds horse that has a very good chance to win. And I like to just focus on that. In a preferred race. I love Windows 7. Pop-ups every friggin' 2 seconds. Who do you think we're going to play in the pick 3? We're going to single the 4 at 15-1 in the pick 3. However many sequences it falls into. Of the other 2 races of the pick 3, I play the Group A horses. That's it. Done. Don't even need to look. So I'm singling in this one. We single 15-1 shots in pick 3s. Where the rest of the betting public has singled evangelical. They're insane, but that's what they did. I don't understand focusing on low price horses in pick 3s, because everybody's going to have that horse. The horse has to win. If the horse does win, everybody has the horse. What you returning? What are we playing for? So we focus and single high odds horses. We single high odds horses in a pick 3. The other 2 races, Group A. Group A, top 4. Done. $16 bet. Or $1. I play for $1. Just say goodbye, is what she said right away. Notice your 2 to 5 shot. Up the track city. Couldn't beat the 99 to 1 shot. No, couldn't even beat that horse. $14.5 to 1. Final odds 31.20. 227 exacta. Dollar try 544. 10-cent super 600. But the pick threes paid really well. Total return with my win bets and exotics, using my strategy, the same strategy we use in every bet. $3,753. Excuse me, not really awake yet. $3,573 and 53 cents. Now, on the card at Monmouth was the also. That's the 8th race. The 9th race, Pasta Lover, value odds horse, with my favorite situation. One of my favorite things that I love in turf races, the Turf Jock icon, was a nice odds winner, double preferred race. And also, where is that? Saratoga Get Out race, feel what's real, first time starter angle. The people ask, what tracks do you play? My answer? Do you watch my videos? Yeah, I watch 10 of them. Okay. What tracks do you think I play? Think about it. Think simple. If you think simple, you will be a heck of a lot less stressed out in this game. You will actually enjoy yourself, and you will make money. Most horse players, that's not too easy. Couldn't be worth anything. Couldn't be right. Okay. More for us. Look on the page here. Saratoga, there was a big one there, 10 grand. Del Mar, 4 grand. I think this was Finger Lakes. I like to play on Tuesday. Saratoga over here. Del Mar over here. Arlington Park. Woodbine. Hoosier Park. Saratoga. Del Mar. Saratoga. Woodbine. You have an idea? I mean, this has got 50-some videos, so keep on going. Last thing I'm going to talk about is money management, which is the last principle of being a horse player or wagering for long-term profit in this game. We've got the handicapping portion. We have the wagering strategies portion, both just important as also the third piece of the puzzle, bankroll management. What is your horse racing bankroll? That's the money you set aside for horse racing. You should never have to add to the bankroll. If you're adding money to your bankroll, you're not doing something correctly. That bankroll should slowly grow. Sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. But if we work the proven methods that my research has shown me over the last 16 years, then we're going to get there. My rule of thumb is this. Whatever your horse racing bankroll is, whether it's $100, $1,000, or $10,000, I don't care. Maximum bet in any one race is 1%, possibly 2%. And hopefully, we're only focusing on preferred races also. If we keep it the 1% to 2% rule, the odds on us tapping out the bankroll are virtually nil. Yeah, a lot of players had to start off just with the win bets till they built up. There's a lot of players that got unlimited bankrolls and play win bets still. I play win bets only sometimes. There's nothing wrong with just concentrating on win bets, especially if you're wanting to grow your bankroll. But your maximum of 1% to 2% max of any given race will virtually guarantee you never blow your bank. You never tap out the bank. And that lets you get from one score to the next. From the 10,000 to the 4,000 to the 2,000 to the 3,000 or whatever. Money is made in chunks in this game. Chunks that are added up at the end of the year add up to more than you bet. Long-term profit. Profit cannot be made in dribble drabbles. In other words, you can't say, I'm going to make 20 bucks on this race. Okay, you might. But you're going to say, I'm going to make 20 bucks in 10 races at one track. It might happen to you once in your lifetime. I don't know. But long term, no. Just send me your money and I'll donate it in your name to one of my animal rescues. Because you're going to give it to the track anyway. Oh, actually, you're not technically giving it to the track. The track is taking it, raking their cut, their take, and distributing it to the rest of the horse players that have winning tickets. So you're going to give it to the guy sitting next to you. Well, I gave it to him. If you got that mentality, I'm going to make $20 a race for 10 races. Long term, you're going to lose. So why not be a better person and just donate that money to an animal rescue? You'll feel better. You'll be less stressed out. You'll be bored as hell. You won't have a hobby. You want a hobby? One of the greatest hobbies ever? You want to make money? This is it. 50 some videos here. Also in my previous series of videos, look for the laptop computer on the free page. 424 videos there. These videos show you exactly what to do, when to do, how to do it, why to do it. Because I can't be 1,000 places at once 5 minutes before post time. I'm teaching you. Give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he eats for life. What would you rather do? Me throw you a fish and walk away? Then when you're hungry again, you got to chase me down? Or how about I just teach you how to fish so you can feed yourself for life? That's what I'm doing. I'm teaching you how to fish. Okay. 33 minutes. That's a good number too. 33. Yeah, are we superstitious horse players? Do we sit in the same chair we won at? Do we look to sit in the same chair where we had a big winning day at? And if there's a guy sitting there, we'll try to get him out of the chair somehow? Or when he leaves to jump in his seat? Yeah, we do crazy crap like that. It's okay. I mean, some of it's harmless. But if it starts costing you money, don't be superstitious with stuff that costs you money. If it's just wackiness, that's okay. As long as you don't beat the guy on the head to take his chair. Oh, in the old days, I've been known to do that. But the justice system in this country kind of frowns on that. You can't beat a guy over the head to take his chair. Or for any other reason, really. But yeah. Let's keep the superstitions to a harmless existence. Man, I can't wait till that HBO series Luck comes out. It's about us. Horse players. Did you know that? Dustin Hoffman, Nick Nolte. Luck coming out on HBO. Oh, one last thing. If you can't be watching the race near post time to find out the odds, I suggest you use TwinSpires because that's what I use. They have something called conditional wagering where you could bet in advance. You can like look for a 4-star preferred race, for example, value odds horse, and say, okay, I want to bet that horse, but I only want to bet it if it's 10 to 1 or higher, or whatever odds you set. 0 minutes to post. So if that horse is 0 minutes to post, is 10 to 1 or higher, place my bet. If not, do not place my bet. I use TwinSpires, and for those of you that want to make a bet but you have to go to work or you have other commitments, twinspires.com, conditional wagering is the answer. They don't advertise with us. This is not an advertisement. We don't accept advertising on the website. But I do endorse products that I both use and believe in. Okay? Twinspires.com. It's a Churchill Downs company. The biggest in the portfolio. All right. Is your ear bleeding yet? Then I have succeeded. Thank you for viewing. Good luck with your bets.